Within Shai time, the flat disk sphere is time, right? And it's broken into 24 sections, okay? Consider you're in Shai time, and time ticks at a 24-hour reset, okay? It goes to 24-hour, then resets itself and goes back to 1, okay? And that would be considered to be a time wheel pi, or a pi wheel, okay? Because it's inside a pi wheel. And what was inside the Egyptian hieroglyphs was 10 pi wheels that were equal to 24, which was 240. Now, the only thing I could come up with that was equal to 240 was the sun. So it was the cycle of how the sun was basically moving in the moon cycle. And that is why they always had a sun or a moon on top of their head, and it would be a blood moon or something. That would be connected to the 10 pi wheels, okay, of time. Basically talking about the moon and the sun. And I came up with 240 minutes, right? 240 minutes broken down to hours was 4 hours. And when you take 4 hours and you times it by 6, it gives 24, right? So then that could be possibly the way the sun is cycling around the actual earth, okay? Which then leads me to my next theory, which was taking the reverse effect, which is the way they would do equations or something. You'd flip it, reverse it, and then you take 6 hours and times it by the 4 seasons, okay? Or the 4, and you still get 24 hours, which would be basically the 4 quarters in a month, or the 4 quarters in a year. 4 quarters in a year is also the 4 seasons. Spring, summer, fall, winter, right? And that would be 4 seasons, and that would be connected to Ecclesiastes, right? Giving you that these seasons are connected to the 4 quarters based on the cycle of the sun and the moon. Now gives me to my next theory, which was when they put us at 8 hours times 3 is equal to 24, which is possibly to do with how the moon is cycling around the earth, okay? Not 100% sure if this is correct, but I definitely am onto something about this moon cycle and this sun cycle based on time. Because if you're inside time, then you would have to be inside you would need that sun to cycle around properly on the time wheel, correct? So when you're on one side of the earth, it gets dark. And then when you're on the other side of the earth, it'll have light. And that is when he was talking about all of this in Genesis. He didn't want to give you all the answers. He wants you to want the answer. Okay? So he didn't say you needed the answer. He said you want to know the answer by using your brain. Okay? And that is basically what he was talking about. So I believe that there's 3 cycles in a day to the actual moon cycle, and there could be possibly 4 to 6. I would believe that it would be the 6. There's 6 different cycles to the sun and the way it rotates around the earth. Now, just because you see the sun going down, it's still going somewhere else to give light to some other location. That's why I believe there's a 6 cycle 6 cycles to the sun, and there's 3 to the moon cycle. And then I also believe that the 4 quarters is equal to the 4 seasons. And this is based on the 10 pi wheels that was located in Egypt.